I see we have a new council member.
We do. This is the first regular.
I call the city council meeting to order. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes. Do we have Councilperson Rickliffs on?
We do not have Councilmember Rickless on the phone.
He is not?
No.
Okay. Then when we consider changes to the agenda, since there's only 3 council members, I would like to remove the ordinances from the agenda. That'd be item 3 and 6. I don't think, I've never been a fan of trying to pass ordinances when we only have 3 council members in attendance. I would like to have 4. So I would like to make those changes to the agenda. Does anyone have any other changes to the agenda?
No.
So, question, are we talking about the resolution that you want to move on the public records request or another one?
No, the ordinances, item number 3 and item number 6.
Okay.
Not the motions, but the ordinances, because they require a vote of all 3. They require a vote of 3 people to pass. And when we only have 3 there, I prefer to have our full council or 4 members at this time in order to do the ordinances. The motions I'm comfortable with, but the ordinances, I'd like to have a full council. If there's isn't any other changes, then I would entertain a
I'd
motion
like
to
to
approve the agenda. Whoops,
I'd like to make a change on the consent agenda.
okay.
I would like the motion requiring the request to waive fees for public records to be moved to the regular agenda.
Okay, is that, I have it on the regular agenda, on mine.
It's under consent.
It's on the new business.
Is that item number 1?
Yes, that's on item number 1,
Okay.
request a waiver.
My
fees.
mistake.
Okay, so that is on the regular agenda. Anything else with the agenda? Hearing none, then I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda with those 2 changes of removing item number 3 and item number 6.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Councilperson Martinez and second by Councilperson Ramos. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed, same sign? Okay, the agenda is then set. Next up, do we have any disclosures by any city council members to any items on the agenda? Okay, hearing none, then we will move to hear the public. And I will let Councilperson Ramos see if there's anyone in the public who would like to address the council on a non-agenda item. If so, if they can please step up to the podium.
We do not.
Okay, do we have anybody online that would like to address the council on a non-agenda item? Sounds like no one. Okay, then I would, I believe, Councilperson Ramos, you have a proclamation?
Honorable
read?
Mayor, before the proclamation is read, can I do a quick introduction to our new fire chief?
Sure.
Sitting in the
and I
back of
think
the
we could
room,
have an-
enjoying the meeting. We have Chief Terrence Sinner that has just started here. So I wanted to welcome to the city. Thank you.
Welcome.
And if you have anything you want to say, or you'll save that to a future meeting. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I think it was a busy day for you today. It was so far, yeah. Job well done, by the way.
Which? No, I'll let you. It was a good segue.
And then welcome our IJAG students
Yeah.
as well.
Yes, please.
All right. So we have a proclamation recognizing the extraordinary leadership of volunteers Jeff Goodman and Adam Cutts of the Storm Lake Fire Department. Whereas the safety and security of the community is of the utmost importance, and the Storm Lake Fire Department is at the forefront of providing this essential service. And whereas the volunteers leaders of Storm Lake Fire Department, Jeff Goodman, interim volunteer fire chief, and Adam Cutts, interim assistant volunteer fire chief, have exemplified the highest standards of selfless commitment, courage, and professionalism by leading the department during the vacancy of the full-time fire chief position. And whereas these exceptional volunteers dedicated countless hours of their personal time not to only respond to emergencies, but also to train, mentor new members, maintain equipment, and manage administrative duties to ensure the department operates with maximum effectiveness. And whereas the leadership, experience, and wisdom of these extraordinary volunteers serve as an inspiration to all members of the department and to the community at large, embodying the true spirit of public service. And whereas it is fitting and proper that we publicly acknowledge and express our profound gratitude for the invaluable contributions and sacrifices of these leaders. Now, therefore, I, Mike Porsche and Maria Ramos, Mayor of Storm Lake and City Council, that we do hereby recognize and honor the extraordinary volunteer leaders Jeff Goodman and Adam Cutts of the Storm Lake Fire Department. We extend our deepest appreciation for their unwavering commitment, tireless service, and exemplary leadership to make our community a safe place to live. Signed and sealed this 20th day of October 2025. Can you guys please come up?
Honorable Mayor and Council, while they're coming up here, I just wanted to say my appreciation working with both the interim chiefs for the last 3.5 months. I think we've probably spent more time together than I've been here in the last 10 years, but I do appreciate everything they've done, the time commitment. So very well deserved. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do appreciate everything you've done in the interim. I would like, while we're here, I'd like to have the IJAG students introduce themselves, if we could. I know we have Eden there again. Would you like to introduce yourselves again for the folks?
Yes, my name is Mary Zong, and I'm a sophomore in the IJAG of Storm Lake, and I'm also the career development leadership for IJAG. So I just want to say thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming.
Hello again. I'm Eden Etsy, head of civic awareness for the IJAG program. I'm currently an 11th grader, and I'm happy to be here at this council meeting.
Welcome back.
We
And
appreciate-
Honorable Mayor, we
appreciate
have one
having you.
more who's in the audience taking photos.
Would you like to come up and introduce yourself, please? Right here, Sonia, right at the podium.
Hi, my name. Sorry, I'm sick. Is this on?
It's on.
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Isvedi Ramirez, and I'm the leader of the social media part of the IJAC committee. So yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We appreciate you folks being here. That's awesome. So thank you very much. Okay, with that, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Is there any questions or comments on the consent agenda, council? Hearing none, then I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move.
Moved by Councilperson Ramos,
Second.
seconded by, I may or may not get these right because I can't tell, but Councilperson Martinez.
Very good.
And this will be a roll call vote since there is a resolution in the consent agenda. So we'll start with Councilperson Ramos,
Aye.
Councilperson Martinez,
Aye.
and Councilperson McKeon.
Aye.
That will carry. Okay. Then we'll move on to the item, the motion to approve the request to waive fees for the public records request. Ms. Martinez.
Honorable Mayor and Council, before you have requests for fee waiver for public records requests. Throughout the year, we received several public requests for like verification of employment, salaries, project, bid tabs, contracts, meeting records, recordings. Several of those are annual throughout the year that we complete by staff, which takes less than 30 minutes. This request that you have before you is actually a request that staff can't complete as it requires to be reviewed by emails from other staff. So we have requested IT does that service for us. And the attached, will see that the invoice from our IT services that the fee is $375. We previously had another request that we had a request from our IT services as well for similar, but that requested email. So they did those requests as well.
So the invoice is $275, is that correct?
$375.
$375, sorry, I just heard that. Do we have any questions or comments, council?
Honorable Mayor, it was my understanding that Mr. Hall was going to be on Zoom.
Okay, do we have him on Zoom?
Star 6. There's nobody on Zoom?
I unmuted everybody to allow for them to speak at this moment. He's not there. Not there.
He's not on Zoom then?
He is not.
Okay. Any questions or comments, council? Okay.
So the
then we
amount
are-
of money that we're charged, that's being charged is with our normal scope. So when we've got to do this amount of work.
That's right. Yes, the similar request that was done before did take a little longer than what we quoted for. So with this request here, they know now what the actual time is gonna take them to do the query for those emails. So yes, the quote is $375.
And it's my understanding this isn't there's no fee on here for our own staff time. This is just what we're being invoiced from Reb Nord, is that correct?
That is correct,
So we'd just be passing that invoice on?
yes.
Any other questions, council?
Oh, he's on there now.
Honorable Mayor, Mr. Hall's on the phone now.
Okay. Would you please unmute him and we'll let him speak? Okay, Mr. Hall?
me?
I
Yeah,
believe
can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, sorry, I was just watching on the regular link. I didn't realize there was a different Zoom link. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah, so I just submitted this records request. I assume you guys all have a copy of my email that asked for the reconsideration and kind of explained the process of it and everything else. Originally, I think there were 11 employee email accounts that I requested, and they responded that it would take 2.5 hours of work and it would cost $375. And so I pared that down to 6 email addresses and got a response that it didn't matter how many email addresses I asked for, that it would cost $375 and be 2.5 hours of work. And Iowa open records laws requires it be a reasonable fee. I don't think over $300,000 a year is what that would extrapolate out for if it was a job to collect those records would pay. I contacted Randy Evans of the Iowa Freedom of Information Council. He also felt it wasn't reasonable. And so then when I pared back the request, I figured it would be half of the request, half of the amount of work. So when it wasn't, then I thought it just didn't seem right either. And that's when I was told by, or I was encouraged to request for the fees to be waived, which I had originally done anyway in my request.
Okay. Do we have Mr. Reb Nord there, or somebody representing Reb Nord who can speak to the invoice and the fees?
Honorable Mayor and Council, I am Reb Nord Technologies. I do the IT work for the city. I have done so for, I can't do the math, since '93, so I've been around a while. Part of that work is maintaining the email system for the city. That email is obviously the city's and is public record, to which we will provide it. However, the information takes time to develop the queries to convert the request that's written in this case, English, into a language that the database can understand. That takes time to develop to make sure that there's not mistakes in that conversion and in parsing of that language, and then run the query. Now, the reason that the price doesn't change for less emails in this case is the query is the same whether I have 12 addresses or subjects or 6. It doesn't matter. I still have to go through the development, the analysis. That takes a lot of time. Once the query is run, which doesn't take a lot of time, probably takes in the order of 10-15 minutes to run the query, but then we have to analyze the data to make sure we're not releasing more than we should. We have to make sure that the data matches what the request was so that we don't underrepresent the data from the request. So there's a lot of analysis that has to happen behind the scenes to make sure that we're getting the right information out and not making a mistake. So that's where it comes down to about 2.5 hours of time to get the work done. Again, one email would take the same amount of time as 100. It's just a matter of parsing out that language.
Thank you.
Honorable Mayor, we also have our city attorney online.
Okay, would she like to make any comments?
Honorable Mayor and Council, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Maria Brownell, City Attorney. I would just be available for your questions regarding reasonable expenses under Iowa law. I can share that Iowa Code Section 22.3 Sub 2 allows all reasonable expenses for examination and copying to be paid by the person desiring those records. Actual costs include reasonable expenses that are directly attributable to supervision and examination of and making or providing copies of public records. Our Iowa Public Information Board and our Iowa Supreme Court have interpreted the statute to include reasonable expenses incurred in fulfilling a request, including retrieval costs. And the Iowa Public Information Board has delivered an advisory opinion in 2019 that states that amounts from a third-party IT vendor that are associated with the hourly rate times the number of hours to fulfill a specific request are considered reasonable. So with that, I would just be available for any questions.
Council, do you have any questions for Ms. Brownwell?
I have a comment. It seems that by having our IT person here and our attorney online, that we may be spending more than the $375 that we're being asked to waive.
Do we have any other comments? I mean, I would just say again that we're just passing along the invoice that we are getting billed as the city. If there's no further comments, I would entertain a motion then. We would entertain a motion to approve the request to waive fees for public records request.
Can I have a clarification, please? Because the recommendation on the document that we have also talks about where the funding would come from. Is that in the same motion?
Well, I think that would just be part of a clarification. If it was to be waived, then the city would be paying that fee to Red Nord. Red Nord's still going to get the $375. It's just a matter of where it's coming from.
So it's two different motions then, where it comes from and if we waive it.
Honorable Mayor and Council, it can be done by one motion. If you are approving the waiver fees, then council will have to decide if it's going to be from general fund reserves or that the library would need to reduce their budget by $375.
Yeah, if it's approved, the waiver is approved, then we have to determine where the money's going to come from. If it's not approved, then we do not have that question. Does that answer your question, Councilperson McKeon?
Yes, I just don't know how we're going to then make a motion to approve the waiver and without having a secondary motion regarding the amount of money and where where the money's coming from. So I guess I need to hear the wording of the motion.
The motion is just for whether or not we waive the fees on the public records request. My guess is then if they are waived, then we will have to make a decision at some point where that money would be coming from.
So the
Is that
option
correct?
for the other option is to make a motion not to,
No.
or
There's either a motion or it dies, right? Am I correct?
we don't make a motion and it dies.
I'm willing to make a motion that we waive the fee as requested of $375.
That's the motion that we have on. We have the motion to approve the request to waive the fees for the public records request.
So moved.
Is there a second? It was moved by Councilperson McKeon. Is there a second to this motion? Hearing no second, then that motion dies.
Thank you, Tim.
Okay, the next item is a motion to approve the agreement with Iowa Codification for code update project and online code development. Mr. Dutfield.
Honorable Mayor and Council and awesome IJAG members that are here tonight. What you have before you is a motion to approve an agreement with Iowa Codification for the code update project and online code development. Little history, the city has been maintaining their code in-house for over 30 years, and during that time, the software that the city used for those years has been discontinued and is no longer supported. The city needs to do a full review and update of the city's code to ensure compliance with state and federal laws. Iowa Codification will assist the city in doing a full review of the existing code and all ordinances for this project. They will also incorporate into the code all needed legislative changes over the past 20-plus years. Iowa Codification will reformat the code to be in a chapter and section format, which makes it easier to read and follow, and for all people that use this system. While we're adopting the new code, Iowa Codification will convert the code into an online format that is fully functional, mobile device friendly, and fully searchable. You will have the ability, obviously, to view, print, save notes, annotate, bookmark, and also get alerts on that. The project will take several months to complete, and the cost of the project will be split out between 2 fiscal years. Moving forward, the city will work with Iowa Codification to set up a regular schedule for updating the code based on adoption of future ordinances and needed legislative changes. The code update project is a total cost of $18,000. I'm sorry, there's a setup fee of between $1,000 and $1,300, and then the web hosting annually is between $500 and $650. The total maximum cost, based on the estimate, is $19,950. It is a recommendation of staff to approve the contract with Iowa Codification and for the code update project and the online code development. And Honorable Mayor and Council and IJAG members, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
The cost from this project comes out of what fund? Is it general fund?
That will come out of LOST, our local option sales tax.
Thank you.
Yep.
Probably had that in there.
Actually, I'm not sure if I put that in there, so good question, and that's
Thank
the
you.
answer to that.
Is there any other questions for Mr. Dutfield? Hearing none, then I'd entertain a motion to approve the agreement with Iowa Codification for code update project and the online code development.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilperson Martinez, seconded by Councilperson McKeon. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That will carry.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll move past item number 3. We'll move to item number 4 on the agenda, which is the motion to approve the water service waiver agreement. Ms. Navratil.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council, IJAG. The Iowa Lakes Regional Water received a request from a property owner, Aiden Vasquez, to be served water at his property. It does not have an address yet in the 911 system, but it's at Lot C in the northwest quarter of Section 26 in the Washington Township in Beebe County. The reason that we have the agreement in front of council this evening is that this property is located within the 2-mile water service area with Iowa Lakes Regional Water. So if they're within a 2-mile radius, then the applicant has to come in front of city council or has to ask for a waiver so that they can be served from Iowa Lakes Regional Water to serve that address. Part of that agreement is if the property or if the city were to be annexed in or become contiguous to the property, then they would agree to voluntary annex in. So we're releasing our water, basically selling our water rights to them, but they would have to agree if we become contiguous to annex annex into city limits. Now, Aiden Vasquez is the applicant. Also, it's being sold on contract, so we also had to receive a contract by the other contract owner. So that's why you have two contracts attached here. They both have signed it, they both agreed to the terms.
Then just one motion covers both the agreements.
Yes.
Do we have any questions or comments for Ms. Navratil? Hearing none, then I would entertain a motion to approve the water service waiver agreement.
So moved.
Moved by Councilperson McKeon,
Second.
second by Councilperson Ramos. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. That will carry. Next item then, we will go ahead with the public hearing on the parking ordinance amendment. But we just will not have the actual ordinance. So the next item then is the public hearing on the proposed amendment to the parking ordinance. I will open that public hearing, and Mr. Darragon.
Honorable Mayor and Council, honored guests, this public hearing is on proposed amendments to the parking ordinance. Those proposed changes include no parking on the east side of Northwestern Drive between La Cheatham and West Milwaukee Avenue from November 1st to April 1st each year, or each day during that time of the year. No parking on the west side of Russell Street between East Milwaukee Avenue and East 10th Street from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. each day. On Memorial Road from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. each day. In front of 1810 Richland Drive to improve visibility. On the corner of Northwestern and Highland, no parking here to corner to improve visibility. No truck parking in the Oasis parking area to ensure safety. On the east side of Larchwood between 5th Street and Colonial Circle. And on the corner of Colonial Circle, there would be 6th Street, ends with 6th Street, there would be no parking here to corner with the intention to improve visibility. And at this time, we would take public comments if there are any.
Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this particular item? If so, please step up to the podium and identify yourself.
I'm Terry Gransaw. I live on West 5th Street, 1811 Wilshire Arms Apartments. I'm also a bus driver for Storm Lake Community School. The ones I have comments on, the west side of Russell Street, it's already no parking from such and such a time to 9th Street, which is the door of Iowa Central. You're gonna move it one block, which if you're ever there during a track meet or a football game, that's where visitors, fans park at about 4 o'clock. You're gonna go till 5:30. You're gonna cause a problem there. Especially the big track meets, they have 2 of them every year. Buses start showing up at 3 o'clock. They've parked there for years. That's one comment I've got on that one. The rest of them, actually, we were talking at the bus barn about this. The rest of them we're all pretty much in agreement for, especially the one on Highland Drive and Low Cheatham. If you've ever driven a bus around that corner, you guys probably have a hard enough time with a car. Now take a 43-foot bus around there, or a fire truck. For those guys, I mean, it's a challenge. There's times that, and I would go as far as, you're saying no parking from April 1st to November, or November to April. I would say no parking, period, on Northwestern. I realize it's a hassle for the property owners, the houses that live there. But you know what? Everybody's always adapted anytime we've changed parking problems. If I can suggest one other thing while I'm up here, it doesn't have anything to do with any of the ones that you just did, but why are we allowing semis to go down 5th Street? I live on 5th Street, 2 o'clock in the morning. I hear a jake brake. I don't mind the ones though so much out on Abner Bell Road, but when they're going right by in front of my house, we have hog trucks, we have grain trucks. We don't have a grain elevator in this town. Why is it in town? I understand Tyson, but can we get a sign out on 110 that says truck route, put a flashing light out like we do at the railroad tracks for the speed limit sign, to get the trucks to go around. Contact Tyson, have them put a sign up. It's ridiculous. I go to work at a little after 6 in the morning, and the other day I about got clipped by a semi right over here that are parked in that lot over here. My son was a truck driver. He parked one
Terry.
day. Yeah,
We need to probably bring that up on a hear the public. This isn't really on the proper.
okay, that's fine. I can come back another time on
At this
that
point in
one.
time.
But I was just gonna say that one on Russell Street, it's a big hassle as a bus driver to find a place to park a bus safely when you go to an event. I mean, it is a hassle. So if we can park, and it's always been that way, they just start up there by the maintenance shop of the high school and just park all the way around that curve. And it's because the buses all arrive normally before the teachers leave the parking lot and the students leave the lot. So that's my only thing on that one. The rest of them, pretty much in total agreement with you. Except for, I would say, no parking period on Northwestern. I know it's an emergency route. I don't know if, an ambulance going up there, I'd just soon have nothing parked there so we can get there if they need to. So that's all I got to say.
Thank you.
Thanks, Terry. Do we have anybody else who would like to speak on this particular agenda item? Minded, do we have anybody online who would like to speak on this agenda item?
We do not.
Okay. Council, do you have any comments or questions on this item?
I'm just surprised that there are no more people here. But I think Mr. Grasson might be correct that we do adapt when those changes are made, so.
Yeah, I would also add that I tend to agree with the comment on Northwestern because it is on the hospital road and it's a narrow place to make turns. That's not what the recommendation is, but I would say we should consider it.
And I also would agree with Mr. Gransaw. I think we might want to consider what we do there for, because I've been to track meets before, and it is congested over there with school buses. And where they would park, I do not know. Any other comments?
Honorable Mayor and Council, there could be a special request on those nights when there is events that the school's hosting.
Okay,
So can take that into consideration as well.
sure. That would make some sense. Anything else, council? Okay, if not, I will close the public hearing. Okay, we will not do the ordinance today. We will move on to any city council requested items.
We do have an announcement I would
Okay.
like to read. The City of Storm Lake will be holding its third annual Volunteer Appreciation Reception Wednesday, November 5th, starting at 5:30 p.m. at Kings Point Resort. The mayor and the city council would like to encourage everyone who volunteers in any capacity in Storm Lake to attend this special event. No advance registration is needed. The reception is a small way for the city to say thank you for all the volunteers do for many causes, programs, and events in Storm Lake. It is a great opportunity to learn more about volunteerism in the community and to network with fellow active supporters of the Storm Lake community. A light meal will be provided.
Thank you, and I agree. This is, it's not just for individuals that volunteered for projects in the city. This is for people that are volunteers in whatever, service groups or whatever projects that may have gone on in the community. If you're a volunteer for that, you are all invited, because whatever a volunteer for a project or service in the community helps the community, no matter who the sponsor is, so. Anything else? I would like to thank the IJAG students again for coming. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask a question. Do you
Sure.
think we could get more copies of these so we can spread them around the school?
Around the school.
Especially because I know a lot of IJAG students who are interested in, especially in things like this, especially when IJAG has a huge focus on volunteer hours. So if we could we get like copies of these?
Yes.
Yes, Honorable Mayor and Council, IJAG, we will actually have you talk to Dana Larson in the, there, and we can get you some copies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
Thank you.
suggestion, appreciate it.
Yep. So I think it's important to get our students in our communities involved in the community. It's a great place for people to start. Anything else? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Moved by Councilperson Ramos,
Second.
second by Councilperson Martinez. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We're adjourned.